Good afternoon. Welcome here to another Kerfuffle showcase. Delighted today to have James Kent. James, hi there from Safe2. How are you?
Hi, how's it going? Yeah, very well, very well. All good here.
You're looking in a very tight office there. I think is that all? You're all socially safe and everything there.
That's it. Yeah, this is where the magic happens. So yeah, for sure.
Well, imagine that's what we want to hear. Great stuff. Could you just give us an overview there, James? Then just a little bit about sort of the core business of what Safe2 is about.
Sure, absolutely. So, yeah, we are like an online property safety certificate management system. We deal with any of the certificates that landlords and letting agents might need. So, whether it's gas, electric, EPC, fire risk assessments if it's HMO, the smoke alarms. We have approved trades that will go get the jobs done for us. So, we just made it super simple for them. It's a one-click order for anyone that needs it, and we use our own, like I said, approved guys that will just go ahead and get it done.
Excellent. And what's the history of the company? Where have you come from?
So the background of us is actually I'm a gas engineer by trade. So I've done my fair share of gas safety certificates. And we just saw there was a gap in there. It's an old sluggish way of ordering it. So, the letting agent have to phone the guys, try and arrange with the tenants, and we try and take that away from them. So we created the software just for that to make it a little bit easier for everybody. I've partnered with a software developer. So everything you see on our website, everything you see on the portal is all built in-house, in by us. That's ever evolving, ever changing. We started about a couple of years ago. To say that we're on version 15 of the software is probably quite generous. We are always evolving it, and it's only been the last sort of 12 months that we've had what you see, and we've pushed it as far as we can. So it was so far so good.
Well, you don't have to apologise about that. If Gmail can stay as a beta for 5 years, you're still given a bit of time. Anyway, what I find interesting about that, though, James, is that you're one of those businesses that hasn't been born out of an ivory tower. Not that there's anything wrong with, great techies coming at this, but yours has literally come from the coalface, hasn't it? You've seen the way the business is done, and you've actually learned from that and come up solutions with it.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, being a gas engineer, being in the trade, I know exactly what is required, what's needed. I'm also a landlord, so I can see it from both ends of the both points of view. And teaming up, like I said, with the software engineer, it's the best of both worlds. So we got the technical information from me and what he's doing, and we got the other side of it for the software. So it's a perfect partnership.
And talk us through why it's so important there. I mean, obviously these things need to happen. Well, what's the downside of doing all this wrong?
The downside, well, I think that's something that people forget about. In that, gas safety, they think it's just a normal, or the electric, they try to get away with it. But fires, insurance, void, it's the possibilities are endless of what could be, but we try and cross. So by knowing what the property needs, is what I'm trying to say, is that we make sure that there is no ifs or buts, or what if this or what if that. That by using us, everything's done, everything's certified, and you've done what you need to do.
Yeah, so big tick in the box in obviously what is still an absolutely vital area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
And what do you do what does Safe2 do that others don't? What's your USP?
Well, we like to say that we know exactly what we're doing when it comes to the certificates. We specialize just in the certificates. So no matter what the property is, we know exactly what certificates need doing. A USP are the one-click order. So as I said, so you create your online portal, you have an address portal for each property. It's just one click. If you need a gas, it's click, boom, it's done. We have an automatic renew system, so you can click it to auto renew and forget about it, no problem at all. And our biggest selling point for the landlords, we offer a monthly payment. So when it comes to the property, we offer a fixed monthly fee, and we'll just go ahead, get all your certificates done for you, keep them valid and every year, all year round, and that there's no problem there.
Big fan of the one click, of course. Anything that can be done, anything that can be done to obviously reduce that time through has got to be a godsend. And what would you say is this a literally a product for all agents by definition, or do you have a target audience?
Anyone and everyone, if you have a property, you can use this. I know that everybody has their their best friend Dave, the plumber, will come around and do a gas safety, for example. But we try and not only give them the best price, but just make the convenience. When I say one-click order, it literally is a one-click and it's done. And the whole other process is down to us. We'll contact the tenant, we contact the trades, we contact everybody and put them together and marry it up and get the certificate done, and then present it to you as a PDF on your portal. So anybody that has a certificate they needs doing can benefit from our system.
You mentioned kind of half jokingly there, getting your mate round and everything else there. But one of the real challenges out there is just trying to find these handymen, these talented handymen, because I don't know what the apprentice schemes are doing, but they don't seem to be churning out enough quality tradesmen, do they?
Absolutely. You'll be amazed at what we've seen and come across and the questions we've been asked. But by having our approved engineers, you know that you're not just going to get some random guy or someone that isn't very good. All our trades are approved, they're vetted, we check their insurance, we check their work, we speak to them on a regular basis. They're all good guys, and we're trying to not only give you a great service, we're actually trying to raise the standards of each certificate. So it's something that we're quite proud of.
And in terms of, you spoke about that, everybody, obviously, actually, you do span across the marketplace. The pricing model in terms of how you charge yourself out there, is it just done on the more you purchase, the lower the price comes down, just literally on a normal volume, or is it a one price fits all?
As a standard price, it's one size fits all, in that we don't alter the price for region. So whether you're right at the bottom of Devon or up top somewhere, it's the same price. But we are able to give discounts and partnership deals based on the volume. For example, if a landlord has 2 or 3 properties, we'd be able to help him out. But if a letting agent has 250, 300 properties, then there's definitely a percentage discount that we can give there.
Okay, cool. And you mentioned there, in terms of the scope, obviously the fact, are you nationwide? Are you focused in particular areas? How does that work for people who are potentially interested in the service?
Yeah, I mean, across the country, we're absolutely nationwide. No matter where the property is, no matter what the postcode, we have engineers that work in there. I'm going to hold my hands up, say some areas we are stronger than others, but we are actively seeking out engineers as we speak, because we're getting busier and busier. No matter where the property is, we have at least, we always try and aim to have 5 to 10 engineers that we know we can count on in each service that can get the job done as quick as possible.
Cool. And what's normally the kind of the wait time for ordering somebody? How does that work? What are you looking at? And is it standard across the country, or does it deviate?
Well, we always say that we aim to get from the point of order to the point of upload is 7 days. So within that 7 days, you get a one-click order all the way through to the certificate being uploaded onto your account. At the moment, we're saying that 90% of the time we can meet that, but when it comes to electrical certificate, obviously with the new regs, it is very busy out there. All trades are very busy, but electricians are particularly busy at the minute. So there is a day or two. We ask for a day or two grace just to try and get that in.
Okay, well, I mean, still, it strikes me as that's a really, really tight timeline, isn't it? They're certainly not going to be hanging around waiting for at least your elements of the whole transaction. So that's great. What you mentioned there, the new regs. Could you talk for those people that aren't aware? Hopefully, should be aware. Just give us an idea about what those new regs are, and obviously what impact that's having. I'm guessing it's, as you've just highlighted there, that is impacting again on the supply side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So as of I think it was the 1st of July this year, so any new tenancies required an EICR, so the electrical installation condition report, whether it's a private let. Used to only be HMOs, but now it's just across the board rental properties. I think sort of middle of next year it comes from existing tenancies as well. I mean, it's brilliant in that I think it's been a long time coming, and it's definitely needed. When a family home should have the electrical condition report, just to try and see what the safety of the electrics are. The issue we're having at the minute is not only the electricians being busy, but properties that have had no electrical condition report, no electrical inspections at all, or any work on them for 20, 25 years. We're now coming back, and we're having they're failing the certificate, and there's work being needed to be done because, like I said, no electrical work in 20-25 years. It's now, it needs to be brought up to standard, which is a good thing in the long run. But yeah, so it's just not only doing the certificate; it's trying to cover the remedial works for it as well.
Okay, and are there averages that you can say when there is that remedial work? How often that normally happens, or is it literally it just depends on each case?
It does depend on each case. Yeah, I would hate to give a percentage because, I wouldn't say we're not looking for it. And it when it comes to an electrical, it was always down. There is a guideline to follow, but it does come down to the electrician's opinion as well. But I would have said at the moment there's at least 30%, if not a little bit more, that are failing and needing a new consumer unit or a little bit of extra work for it.
Okay, so we're looking at this as neutrally as you possibly can do. Why do you think landlords and indeed letting agents need to use you?
Neutrally, because the process of ordering and completing the certificates is completely outdated. I mentioned before that, for example, on a letting agent, we need to phone Dave the plumber to, Dave, we've got a gas safe certificate. When can you do it? Can you pick up the keys and contact the tenant? The whole thing is sluggish, slow, and it just needs updating. So we've done exactly that. We've modernized it, streamlined the whole process, and one click order, nice and simple. You're getting a good job. You're getting a good guy, and it's going to be done super quick. So even from an outside point of view looking in, it's a brilliant software, brilliant system, and it's there and designed to help everybody. Like I said, I've seen it from both sides of the view, from the being of the trades and being a landlord. This is a phenomenal way of ordering your certificates.
And you say there the landlords themselves are impressed with the service. You get feedback on that direct from them as well, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Landlords love it. They love the fact that we can take away, certificates for landlords can be an absolute headache. So they love the fact that we take that away from them. The monthly subscription is particularly good for landlords. They do like that. Again, it's just a one payment, one monthly fee. They know where they stand. There's no big bills. There's no 3 months of nothing and then a big bill at the end. It's just a monthly payment, and that the certificates are always done and always in date.
Cool. And look, obviously the whole lockdown and the whole Corona thing is it businesses across the board. How did it impact on you and your clients, and how were you able to sort of pivot to change it? I'm guessing obviously if you've got tradesmen out there, safety is even more prominent for you than it is many industries, isn't it?
Yeah, but absolutely. We struggled with, so I mentioned about engineers accessing property. So, a gas certificate will be ordered, but because of self-isolation or any kind of illness, the engineer would struggle to get into the property. And standard landlord and letting agent thing is to leave everything to the last minute. So the gas safety would overrun. Gas safe, I think, allowed a little bit of leeway for that, which was very helpful. Just trying to get it all done to help with the landlords and the letting agents. They were one of the reasons why they were leaving it to the last minute is that they knew there'd be a bill, they knew there'd be some sort of remedial work. So, we let letting agents and landlords order a certificate, and we send them as an invoice for the next month. So if you'd order a certificate at the beginning of 1 month, you wouldn't get the invoice to the beginning of the following month, and you would have to pay that. So there is a potential for 60 days sort of credit there, so to try and help us, spread the cost as best we can. So
great, you responded there. Obviously, agents were in need of that little bit of extra help, wasn't it, in cash flow, and you responded in. So that's really, really good to hear. And I'm hoping this next question, which is around integration, you're not going to. You've teased me now with the one-click element now. Obviously, that sounds fantastic. And, are you able to also sort of double down on that and have integration with other systems? Or is it self-compartmentalized and that you need to do it all in your system? What's happening on the integration side for you guys?
Okay, so again, we have a fantastic API that will link into anyone's system, to anyone's software. As I mentioned before, the partner, the other guy is software developer. So everything's been built in-house. So the API is a universal API, but it can be amended and adjusted depending on the specific requirements of the customer. So If a certain letting agent wanted it to do different things, or we can white label something for them and just have us behind, that can all be done. Our API will grab the information needed and put it onto us and then send it back. So that's one of our best features, in that we can completely link, completely integrate with any software, any other system, any other website. So we can just have that there for even better customer service.
Okay, so we're looking at this as neutrally as you possibly can do. Why do you think landlords and indeed letting agents need to use you?
Neutrally, because the process of ordering and completing the certificates is completely outdated. I mentioned before that, for example, on a letting agent, we need to phone Dave the plumber to, Dave, we've got a gas safe certificate. When can you do it? Can you pick up the keys and contact the tenant? The whole thing is sluggish, slow, and it just needs updating. So we've done exactly that. We've modernized it, streamlined the whole process, and then one click order, nice and simple. You're getting a good job, you're getting a good guy, and it's going to be done super quick. So even from an outside point of view looking in, it's a brilliant software, brilliant system, and it's there and designed to help everybody. Like I said, I've seen it from both sides of the view, from the being of the trades and being a landlord. This is a phenomenal way of ordering your certificates.
And you say there the landlords themselves are impressed with the service. You get feedback on that direct from them as well, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Landlords love it. They love the fact that we can take away, certificates for landlords can be an absolute headache. So they love the fact that we take that away from them. The monthly subscription is particularly good for landlords. They do like that. Again, it's just a one payment, one monthly fee. They know where they stand. There's no big bills. There's no 3 months of nothing and then a big bill at the end. It's just a monthly payment, and that the certificate's always done and always in date.
That's fantastic to hear. It's obviously you're getting it right and delivering on there. Well, look, we'd certainly love to obviously stay in touch with us. We'll obviously echo this out to people. It sounds like it's one of those niche areas that you really are specialising in, and people should obviously drop you a line if they can do, even if it's just a case of learning a bit more about that time-saving element there. The national spread is a fantastic thing there, and I love that idea about you being proactive and looking at it with the different certifications. So you're to be applauded on that front. James, thank you very much for spending this time with us today, and please stay in contact.
Excellent. Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers. Thanks, James.
The fat lady is